understand what's happening here. Narad Muni has approached Brahmaji, his own father, and he wants a clarification from him. Who is supreme? Is he supreme or there is somebody else? The general conception of society today, what we have is very popular, what is called Three Murti. Many times they question, okay, Swamiji, you say Krishna is supreme, but we in our Vedic culture have a Trimurti concept. What is Trimurti concept? That Vishnu, Brahma is the creator, Shiva is the destroyer, and Vishnu is the maintainer. Correct? And these are three personalities. If you don't agree million gods, at least agree to three gods. And from three, they start more, and they say you have to accept 300 million gods. How can be 300 million gods? Prabhupada used to say, whole world is mad because they don't know what is God. Indians are doubly mad. They make anybody as God. Any Devi Devata, any human being they make as God. At least the other religion, they don't do this foolishness. So, with so much vast knowledge, today we have become a laughing stock for the whole world. It has become a laughing stock. People laugh. You don't even know what they think. They laugh at the foolishness. And it is not evident to people. And they don't want to come out of foolishness. And somehow they want to justify also that foolishness. It cannot be justified. How can God be two? God has to be one. It's logical. Now from where we come to know Brahma, let us take one by one Brahma's case. Similarly, Lord Shiva also comes and offers prayers to Prachetas and very clearly identifies himself as a servant of Lord. Very clear. No doubt. He doesn't have doubt. Brahma doesn't have doubt. We have doubt. Because without reading the Shastra, we create a khichdi today, every person. They don't read. Somehow they want to create samatva, some want to create some understanding. So no, we have to go back to the Shastra and read. Then there is not going to be any confusion. It's going to be clear. So now Narad Muni is approaching Brahma. Thou so great, he says, you are so powerful. You can practically creating a whole manifestation from your own self, like a spider from his saliva creates a cobweb. Same way Brahma by his own energy, without anybody's help, and creates this whole universe. So you are God, looks like, but you're always praying to somebody. Please clarify, my dear Father. To whom are you praying? Who is supreme here? The same way, Devi also sees Lord Shiva praying. She says, what? You are praying to somebody, there's somebody superior to you. Who we should worship? And Lord Shiva says, Aradhana Visarvesha Vishnu Aradhana Param. He says, among all the worship of Vishnu is greatest. This is very clear. If you understand things in the proper perspective, you're not going to lose anything. Say a normal household, you worship all the Devi Devatas. And the person who understands Bhagavad Gita, there is a difference. That now he has put Krishna as the focus. What's the difference between worshipping Devi Devata and Krishna? When you worship Krishna, there is a natural relationship. You are part and parcel of Krishna. You are doing what you are supposed to do. And you are worshipping Krishna, you generally worship if you are without any desire. The relationship is spiritual. And it has spiritual returns. Just like Hanuman, famous our hero, he goes to Lanka, does so much seva for the Lord. Does he say, give me something now? No. He's just doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. The moment a transaction comes in between, the real bhakti is spoiled now. Instead of bhakti, something else it has become. So the real pleasure of service to the Lord can come only with service to Vishnu. So when he got distracted to Devi Devata Puja, the real spiritual satisfaction does not come. All he gets is some material benefits, some material desires, and so many kind of distractions. But Bhagavad Gita is very clear that actually our objective has to be very clear to reach Vaikuntha. We don't want to land up in any other place in the universe because wherever you land up with the Devatas, birth, old age, disease, death, all incarnations are there. Soul is eternal. Why the soul has to see the inconvenience of birth, old age, disease, death is unnecessary. Therefore, the person comes to the clear picture, I should take shelter of Krishna. But then there is so much doubt people are having. In India particularly, somebody say worship Krishna, but Swamiji, one but will come. What about Yamaraj? What about Kartikeya? What about Murugan? I worship them. You people are very cripple-minded. I worship Krishna also. But you are very cripple-minded. You only worship Krishna. We are very broad-minded. We are not so small-minded. Isn't it people say like this?
Yeah, yes,
Correct. So people are in this kind of attitude. And therefore, there is no clarity. Therefore, Bhagavatam was written. What does Bhagavatam say? Either Dharma Projita Kaitava, Dash Pradhan. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Dharma Projita.
Dharma Projita Kaitava Traparamon Matsaranam Satam Vasavamatra Vastu Shivadanta Patre Mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Bhute Kimva Parishwara Satyo Rityo Vrutyate Trakrutivi Shushrushruti Takshana.
You can Dharma Projita Kaitava. So this is a cheating religion where we have been introduced to the Devi Devatas also as God and we are stuck with that. We can't come out, we feel scared. If I do that, I'll do some aparadha. That is my Kula Devata, my Kula Devati. No, we are not saying you stop anything. We're just saying you add worship of Krishna. Because Krishna worship is spiritual. Totally spiritual. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, can you introduce ISKCON movement? Prabhupada said, what do I say? It's a thoroughly spiritual movement. What is it? A thoroughly spiritual movement. And that is a privilege we have here. And directly we are introduced to worship of Krishna. See, I'm seeing the classroom now, we feel like teaching also, correct? So it's totally spiritual movement. ISKCON movement is a spiritual movement created by the Lord Chaitanya 500 years ago with only one objective, to spread Krishna Bhakti. And we are studying Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said there is nothing more greater than that. Natatasman manusheshu kashid meya priya kartamaha. Now if you take the 12th chapter or the 18th chapter, this is what Krishna says in the 12th chapter. So the greatest thing to him is Ananya Bhakti, total absorption in him. Krishna says, Sarvadharman parityaja Maam ekam, me only you take shelter, don't go here and there. Maam ekam, man manabhav madbhakto, think about me. Why? Because Krishna worship is spiritual. It is going to give a spiritual return. Devi Devata worship is material. The return will only be material. Krishna worship is spiritual and the return automatically Krishna takes care of the devotee, but devotee don't ask that. It's natural. Okay, so in Bhagavad Gita, the recommendation of Krishna is that we take only his shelter. Maam ekam deviyasya ganame ma maya duratya maam e prapadyante maya mitam. You take shelter of Krishna, you're safe from disturbance of maya and reach the spiritual abode. There is clarity, total clarity. But somehow, unfortunately, our mind is distracted into so many Devi Devatas. Please pull their love out and offer all that love to Krishna. That is what you're supposed to do, and that will give you total satisfaction of the heart. Savai Pumsa Paro Dharma. Therefore, it is transcendental religion, not Kaitava Dharma. Kaitava Dharma means you worship Devi Devata for some material benefit. What is it? Dharma Artha Kama Moksha. Material benefit. So people are generally interested in that. But Bhagavatam is telling something higher. It's telling us, Bhagavatam encouraging us that we take to real religion. What is that? Savai Pumsa Paro Dharma. That is real religion, topmost religion. Yata Bhakti Adhokshache. Ahetuki Apratiyata Yayatma Suprasidati. The service of the Lord follows with total satisfaction when we worship Krishna. And what is the quality of the worship? Ahetuki and Apratiyata. It is without any break and without any cause.
Prabhuji are stopped in teams.
What has happened?
You are not there, Prabhuji.
It moved.
Your audio is off.
Not only, I'm You are in both of them.
Yes, Prabhuji. Just now I logged into it and I saw that you are not. You are stopped over there.
You can merge more. One, both.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu. Now we can get. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so the focus of the coming back to the, you see, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought out the unique position of Krishna, very focused. So the general of practice of religion has been there is no focus now. There is every town bhajana mandalis are there. He calls us, they sing, but they sing everything. They sing Ganesha bhajan, then Shiva bhajan, then Durga bhajan, then Kartikeya bhajan, then Krishna bhajan also they sing. We sing Krishna bhajan also they say. There was once we had Janmashtami. So, one Janmashtami, very small children came, say below 12 years. Did one very nice, they did Krishna dance. Everybody liked it so much. The next year, those children are busy in some competitions. So I went to somebody else has sent somebody that he can send some. He sent not small children, some grown-up girls to dance. And then all the dance they would do was all Devi dance. So after the program was over, we told the master, why is it that they do some Devi Aradhana? You didn't give much time. They had no time to practice. So they did, even the Janmashtami, they Devi Aradhana. So that's what is distracted today. It's a distraction. Then what happens in that? The satisfaction does not come. There is no spiritual satisfaction when you worship Devi Devata. But in Krishna worship, because the worship is spiritual, because the objective is also spiritual, because the process is also spiritual, satisfaction is also complete. Savai Pumsa Parodharma is the topmost religion. Yata Bhakti Adhokshaje, which worships Supreme Lord, Ahetuki, without any cause, that you cannot do to any Devi Devata. It is Ahetuki means the Hetu is always some cause. Otherwise, why you are going? You don't get spiritual return from worship of Devi Devata. Still, you're worshipping means something you're going. Therefore, Krishna said in Gita, 7th chapter, today morning hearing, Kames tatte hita jnana jajante anya devataha. Correct? Because your mind is stolen of material desires, you worship other devatas. Tam tam nimat astaya prakritim niyatasya. You follow all the rules and regulations given for Devi Devata worship, but the fruits are limited and temporary. Devan Deva Yojo Yanti. You worship Devatas, you go to their planet. But you worship Krishna, you come back to the spiritual world. That is the difference. It's not same. Worship of Krishna is not same. Therefore it is called Yastu Narayana Devam Brahma Rudradi Devatai Samattena Praksheta Sapashandi Bhave Dhruvam. You consider Narayana Krishna to be equal to Devi Devata, you consider a great offender to them. It's actually great insult. Isn't it? People do not know what they are doing when they make a samatva. Oh, all are same only. No, it's a great offense. Krishna is so exalted. How we can compare it to Devi Devatas? Big mistake. Yes, any questions? Some discussion on this topic today. Brahma, Narada asking some questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I was reading somewhere and they said that even in Vaikuntha planets there are 24 different Vaikuntha planets. So when we say Vaikuntha, it's not one place, Prabhuji?
See what happens? No, Vaikuntha is not one. Unlimited number of planets are there. See, Narayana has 4 things in his hand. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. The Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma can be arranged in 24 ways. No? Therefore, it is a 24 times. You understand? You can hold Shankha in one hand, then Gada in one hand, try and make arrangement between the 4. You'll get 24 ways it can be arranged. Right hand conch, then right hand Shankha. You get so many arrangements.
4 factorial.
Yeah, 4 factorial. Mathematics.
And some of the time, like all Kurma, Matsya, Like different, all are Vaikuntha.
Yeah, they are in Vaikuntha. See what happened? Different incarnations also of the Lord are eternally situated in the spiritual world. When they sometimes somebody is asking me this question. See, Krishna came first or Lord Rama came first? I said, why? No, then Rama came first, he's senior, no? I said, why you're telling like that? He's the same person. And both are there in the spiritual world. Lord Rama is there in Ayodhya Dham, Lord Krishna is there in Goloka Dham. They come when it is. It's not that, when Lord Rama came in his palace itself, he was being worshipped. Already he was being worshipped. Similarly, Krishna is also being already worshipped, even though he appeared only 5,000 years ago. When before that he was worshipped. Yes, any other point?
Prabhuji, when you talk about worship of Devi Devatas and all, then what about people who worship Rama or Mohini Avatara? What about them, Prabhuji?
No, the Rama worship and Krishna worship is same personality. See, Vishnu worship in any forms, we have no thing to say because that is spiritual. Worship Rama is spiritual. Some people love to worship Lord Rama in that mood. Therefore, Hanuman, in various pastimes, he sometimes met, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met one devotee called Murari Gupta. Hanuman came in the Leela, Lord Chaitanya's Leela. So he told Murari Gupta. So Murari Gupta, he told, why don't you chant Radha Krishna name? Murari Gupta came the next day, said, I cannot disobey your order, I know who you are. But the point is, I've given my heart to Lord Rama, I cannot take it away. So Lord Chaitanya is so pleased. This is the devotee. So Hanuman, you asked to worship. He loves Krishna. He knows that is his Lord Rama only in another mode. But Lord Rama is what he has taken with the core of his heart. Okay, makes sense?
Prabhuji, in the 10
Ji,
offenses,
Prabhuji.
second offense is to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Brahma to be equal or independent of the holy name of Lord Vishnu. Can you explain?
Yeah, independent.
We should not take the name of Krishna as same as demigod.
Yes.
So this is counteracting.
No. Why it is contradictory? See, when you're chanting the name of Durga, Kali, Shiva, and you think it is same as name of Krishna, that's an offense. No? Kali, you are chanting Hare Krishna, you are very limited. I chant everything. Just like the Bhajana Mandalis in Bangalore. I think every city they have Bhajana Mandalis in every area. Correct? People love that. They all household ladies get together and do bhajana. They do every bhajana. They do Ganesha also, Durga also, Shiva also, Kartikeya also. Everyone they do. Kana? But to think that it is same as bhajan of Krishna, it is offense.
Okay, Prabhuji. And how can we make our mind that Lord's name and Brahma's and Shiva's name to be equal?
Why it is equal? Then that becomes an offense. Yastu Narayana Devam Brahma Rudradi Devate Samakshena Vishwadi Samakshena Visheta Sapashandi Bhavedru. It's not correct to do that.
But Prabhuji, the second offense is that.
What is the second offense?
Is,
how it is contradictory?
Huh?
Second offense is saying same thing, no? We should not consider the names to be equal or independent of the name of the Lord. Right?
Yes.
Same thing the shloka is also saying, no? If Narayana, if you compare to Brahma and Shiva, that becomes an offense.
We should not say it is independent of Lord, so it is dependent of Lord.
Yeah. It's not the same thing. It's an offense to consider it the name of the Lord. Consider the Devatas as independent of God. It's an offense.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah. Hare
So,
Krishna.
nectar of devotion, why Ganesha worship is like for any worship, Ganesha should be worshipped. Nectar of devotion is given.
Yeah, that's just mentioned that see what happens. It was not implemented by any Acharya. We don't see any Prabhupada implemented that in any one of the temples. Correct? Did it implement?
Yes, sir.
Not
No,
implemented.
sir.
So it is mentioned because Ganesha can be worshipped for, he is a Vigna, he can remove obstacles. So in Vaishnavas also can go to him to remove obstacle for worship of Krishna. But generally people don't do that. Correct?
Prabhupada,
They think he's an independent God. Correct? That's not correct.
Prabhupada says Narasimha. He is not Ganesha's this always it is the devoted of Narasimha.
See, that is said, no? Yadapada pallava yugam vinidaya kumbha dvande nama samaye ganadi raja. Brahma Samhita explains, actually very important for all Hindus to read Brahma Samhita. Very important. It explains the position of all the Devi Devatas corresponding to Krishna, everyone, and written by Brahma. It's a very famous book, Brahma Samhita. He says the Ganesha is holding the two lotus feet of Narasimha Deva, and by his blessings, he removes all the obstacles. So we are directly worshipping Narasimha. So he removes all the obstacles for us, Narasimha Deva. Ganesha is taking his blessings to do that. We directly worship Narasimha Deva, that's sufficient. But it's not that we should disrespect Devi Deva. We should give them all the respect. And when you go to them, suppose you're walking on the road, you see Ganesha temple, don't ignore. You can go inside, pay your respects. Pray to him. That remove obstacles in our worship. There's nothing to stop that. See, Lord Chaitanya himself, he gave an example. He visited all over India. Even when he saw any Devi Devata temple, he went inside. He went to Meenakshi temple, very famous Devi temple. Every temple he went. We don't see Lord Chaitanya Leela, he did not go. But then he go and he say, oh Ganesha, you Supreme Lord, that's an offense. And neither he is happy hearing that nonsense. He is not happy. You speak truth. Suppose I tell Dash Pradhan is a very intelligent boy. Good, no problem. I say, no, he's the most intelligent boy on earth. So, sir, don't make fun of me. There are many more intelligent. Correct? Anna. So when you give somebody due respect, he's very happy. When you say something more than what you are doing, you're making joke out of it. Oh Indra, you are the supreme personality of God. You're making joke out of it. He said, don't speak all this. That's not true. I agree, I'm the king of the Devatas. You say that, I'm happy. But don't say you are the best of all. No personality equal to you, greater than them. People do that just to flatter them, but they're not happy by that kind of flattery. You speak the truth, they are very, very happy. So point is, why avoid the truth? Now, first we understand how to know what is the truth, first thing. Secondly, how to live in the truth.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, when we read Nectar of Devotion, the first shloka, Anyaminashita Shunyam, in that the purport, it's mentioned that we pray Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and also the other forms. When it is so clear that we should be praying Krishna, why we also mention in our purpose that also other forms of Krishna? It gets when, people who are praying only and only Krishna is fine. But somebody who is not praying Krishna and also praying other Krishna's forms like Vishnu, Tattvas, then it becomes difficult for them to elevate themselves, Prabhuji.
No, see, the point is this. Now you don't know your Nitya Swarupa. You do not know now at this stage. Maybe as your heart gets purified, maybe you're Bhakta Masya. How do you know now? You don't know now your original identity.
We don't know, Prabhuji. We
Yeah,
are
so-
still in the period of and we are not yet so many
So they
get to know our
yes. That is taking a lot of times, many births maybe. So therefore, it's open. Prabhupada said, Vishnu Tattva, we have no problem. Like Hanuman, you say, no, you don't worship Rama, you worship Krishna. He'll be hurt. His heart will break. He told Lord Chaitanya just tested him. So from tomorrow you worship Radha Krishna, not Sita Ram. And he came next day and said, I have given my heart to Lord Rama, please forgive me. Correct? He said that. And he was so happy, Lord Chaitanya was so happy. And then he declared, I know you are Hanuman, I know.
Then he showed his form also to Murari Gupta.
He showed his form also to Murari Gupta. as Rama, and he was very happy.
So you can pray Lord Krishna, but later when you go know the real identity, when we are spiritualized or sensible spiritualized, you automatically get to know our real identity.
Now see, in ISKCON temple, then why? We have Ram, Sita, Lakshmana in so many temples. Why we are having? Why we have Narsimha form in so many temples? Some temples also have Balaji form, Krishna Balaram form, so many forms of worship. Any Vishnu form we can worship, no problem.
Okay. Okay, understood, Prabhu. Because sometimes we get to hear that you should only pray Krishna and not to Lord Ram. And that becomes difficult because some people might be praying Lord Ram and they might have been praying for many years, and maybe that's one of the ways that they reciprocate even in the eternal world, and it becomes difficult for such devotees.
No difference. At least at this stage and the forum we are, there's no difference. See, there is what happens, Krishna worship, there is a speciality that Krishna has some characteristics that are not shown in other forms. One is the playing of flute, and Krishna's flute not like the bamboo sound that we hear. It's love of Krishna coming out of the flute. Devotees, when they hear that, they almost faint. Intense love of the Lord. Just like everybody was telling me, just like every time I hear Krishna Sudama Lila, I start crying. Correct? It's very touching.
Yes.
Similarly, when Krishna plays flute, all the divinities at that time were just crying out of love. Intense love. Not love so intense you cannot imagine. Krishna's love is very, very intense. Isn't it? One-sided, intense love. So that is unique about Krishna. That flute playing is very unique. Number one. Number two, no other incarnation play flute. We don't hear Rama playing flute, Narsimha playing flute. Then second, that is called Venu Madhuryam. Then is Bhakta Madhuryam. Krishna has very, very intimate sort of devotees because Krishna allows Sakya Vasalya Madhurya Rasa very intimately with his devotees. The friendship Krishna allows, the parenthood Krishna allows, and lover relationship allows. Nobody allows. Nobody allows that. Only Krishna allows. You cannot go to Narasimha Deva. I want to be a wife. No, sir. You say go to Krishna. He will allow you. The Lord Rama, it happened actually. Sages went to him that can we relate to you as your wife? He says, no, come as Krishna. When I come in Krishna Avatar, at that time he joined me. So Krishna only allows Madhurya Rasa, Sakya Rasa, Vadil, Vasalata. Other incarnations do not allow. You have to keep some distance. So therefore, unique is Venu Madhuryam, then Bhakta Madhuryam, then Rupa Madhuryam. Krishna's beauty super excels everybody. The most beautiful form of Goddess is Krishna. And then Bhakta Madhuryam, he has very, very intimate devotees for this very intimate pastime that Krishna shows. So these four uniqueness make Krishna super excellent. So we know that actually. About 64, 4 are only with Krishna. No, others don't show others. 60 they can show, but 4 are only with Krishna.
And also we get to hear a quote where it says that we get Krishna's mercy through Srimati Radharani.
Yeah.
We hear this when we go through Srimati Radharani. In South India, we don't hear we don't hear trained narrations of Radharani, or it's mostly in North India we hear. But do we have any references in the South, Prabhuji? Because it becomes very easy for referring such things. We hear Anda in Tamil Nadu, but it's more of a, it's not exactly Radharani.
No, there is huge set of references for worship of Radha Krishna. Huge set of. There is the devotees. They showed me that they were talking to a Shri Vaishnava, and he was generally even Madhvas. We have belonged to Madhva because, but in the Madhva Sampradaya originally it was not revealed. We are the real Madhvas.
Yes.
We are the real follower of the Madhvacharya. Nobody can contest that. We are following him better than anybody. And we are giving him acts of pleasure to him also. Correct? So anyway, that's a separate topic. So there are Ramanuja followers are there, and their followers are other Sampradaya. Sometimes they cannot understand the Radha Krishna worship. So, and if you are, we are very, very carefully we should present. There are enough references from the Shastra. One devotee was telling me, enough references from the Shastra to show Radha Krishna worship is the highest. That's why Lord Chaitanya, when he met Venkata Bhatta, he asked him two questions. He says, why Lakshmi, who is the most chaste wife in the universe, is always praying to Krishna to allow him in the Rasa Leela? Why she's praying? She's not allowed. And he said, no, there is no difference in Krishna and Narayana because both are same. So as she has a wife, she can enjoy the playful pastime of Narayana, that is Krishna. He said, that is okay. Then why the gopis had no interest to see Narayana? When Krishna disappeared from Rasa Leela, he came in Narayana first. And the gopis paid obeisance, Om Namo Narayana, and they walked away, not interested in searching for Krishna. So why they were not interested in Narayana? So, this I cannot understand. He gave evidence of both of them. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to him that Radha Krishna worship is superior. And therefore, and after that, Venkatapata, hearing that, became a Radha Krishna worshipper from Lakshmi Narayan worship. That is also there. You have to put all the things together. Okay.
But in this example, Hare Krishna, that is, if he was a praying Lord Narayana, he changed himself to praying Krishna. So the eternal service position changes then when you after coming to this material world, when you go back, your eternal position also changes.
No. I'm not saying. Did I say that? I didn't say that. Now you don't make conclusions. I only said the Lord Chaitanya. See, these are all very esoteric conclusions. Let us not go into the conclusion. Mother, it is we are too small for all those. We are just saying, don't talk about Nitya Sarupa. Talk about the basic thing. Because that has no relevance today to talk. Just like Darsh Pradhan is now in 6th class. He said, will I become engineer, doctor? Arey Baba, we 12th job, tab baat karenge. Now why you talk about that? So that is very advanced topic now. It will simply disturb our mind rather than do any benefit. All I am saying now, let us not make that conclusion. Let us look at this conclusion. The Lord Chaitanya encouraged Venkata Bhatta to take Radha Krishna worship, which is sure to be even higher than Lakshmi Narayana worship. That is true. Okay. Now, implication of that, that's a separate issue. Let us not go into that because it's not a topic at this stage at all. It has no relevance at this stage. अभी जरा PhD में पहुंचेंगे ना तब डिस्कस करेंगे पोस्ट डॉक्टरेट किधर करना है. अभी तो मैट्रिक भी पास नहीं हुआ है.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Why is Rama called Maryada Purushottam Prabhu? Why not Krishna?
Why not? Why to say now again conclusion not Krishna? No, he is also Maryada. Why?
I just want to know what is the meaning of Maryada Purushottam. Why is
he is ideal. He was ideal, very ideal. Well, you cannot find a very ideal example of a perfect individual in this world. See, Krishna acted as God. Krishna did not act as an ideal human being on earth. He was acting as God. Suppose somebody would have commented, because Krishna brought 16,100 girls which were kidnapped by somebody. They were not related to him as his wife when he married them. Mother Sita was married to him. And somebody commented. And Lord Rama said that, no, how can I rule with fault? If people find fault in me, I'll not be able to rule. So I make a sacrifice today. He made a sacrifice. And true, internally I told you, by meeting and separation, the love enhances. Dasharatha did not have a son. He prayed, he got Lord Rama, is very happy. The Lord Rama said, let us have a little separation now. He went with Vishwamitra for killing that demons for some time. So love enhanced. Then he came back, again love enhanced. Then he went for Vanvas, again love enhanced, but it became so much, Dasharatha lived the body only, it became too much for him. Similarly, Ram and Sita met together, they became love enhanced. And Lord Rama said, let us separate for some time. She went for something like around 1 year to Lanka. Then love became more higher. Then she came back, love increased more. Then they went to Ayodhya back. Then Lord Rama said, let us increase our love more. You know, meeting separation increases the love. Then she went away from Valmiki ashram, love increases more. Then she came back, love became so much more. She said, enough. I and then it became so much, she said, better I go back to Bhumi. So for externally looking, we are seeing that, pain. No pain. It's only enhancing the love, and all the meetings. So externally, something else was happening. He was giving an example that as a leader, you should be without any fault. And you should be ready to sacrifice if you become a leader. Like say you are a soldier, you are on India-China border. Just to an example, we Vasudeva Kutumbakam, for us, both are home. But still, taking as the Indian now, if you have to sacrifice your life sometime. Who is going to take care of your wife and children? As a leader, you should be ready to sacrifice. Similarly, the Prime Minister of the country, at your home, your son may be in 105 fever. No, you have to attend to office. It's urgent issue here. So any leader means you have to sacrifice. Isn't it?
Okay.
Like Lord Chaitanya left his home, sacrifice, just to spread the mission of preaching. Because so sacrifice is there in higher orders of life. They embrace the higher word instead of the small family word. Then you are a leader, isn't it? So Maryada Purushottam, Lord Rama played the role as an example of an ideal person. But Lord Krishna, now look, when he had 16,000 wives, somebody would have come. These were not his married wives. Lord Rama at least had an obligation to bring her home because she was married to him in an external world. Sita and Rama are inseparable, Radha Krishna are inseparable. It is Shakti, But then the question may come. So while Lord Krishna had to bring, there was no obligation. And somebody could have committed in Dwaraka. How you can live with a wife who just stayed outside? You think what Krishna would have done? Sudarshana, he cut his head out. You can comment on one of them. He is not playing Maryada Purusha. He is playing the position of the Lord. He gave a shelter to them, not 16,000, not one or two. And he gave them all love. And anybody would have tried to make their life difficult, remembering the time they were kidnapped by Bhamasura, Krishna Sudarshana was ready. Don't disturb here. Like even in the war, Krishna broke his oath, no? When Bhishma was about to kill Arjuna. Krishna could have empowered Arjuna more, but Krishna was just showing that I am not care. I may not be. I may be called a liar in this world, doesn't matter. I don't care for that. I may be called as a liar, but I want to be known as the Bhakta.
Also called thief.
Yeah, you may call me thief, you may call me liar, you may call me ranachor. Krishna did not care. Correct? Krishna just want to satisfy his people. No, in the Zoom, nobody is asking questions. Only people are asking from.
Thank you, Prabhu.
No, I'm just saying. Why no? Zoom people. Zoom people are not asking any question. Why you want to make me dictionary today, huh? Buddha worship is Upadharma. But Buddha is Vishnu. If you see a temple of Buddha, he is Vishnu himself. You know that. They don't know. They don't know what is God. They don't believe in God. But the Buddha they worship, and it's a chalayati. That's what he says, no. The Dashavatara of chalayati. He's putting a topi on the head. They're worshipping him, and he's Vishnu himself. In Bhagavatam also it is mentioned. No? You have read Bhagavatam? Bhagavatam there's a list of incarnations given in the 3rd chapter in the 1st canto. Chalo, enough of this. Should we hear one bhajana from Darsh Pradhan? That will be good, no? Enough of philosophy. Yes, Darsh, which bhajan you will make here today?
I don't know any other song.
Okay, yesterday you sang that Chaurashtika, that was very nice. Everybody loved it.
Prabhuji, can we have him on Spotlight?
Who?
The child who's going to sing?
No, you will sing from Zoom.
Yes, I am.
Now, Darsh, you go to Zoom, sing from Zoom.
Okay, Prabhu. I'm just gonna open the
Yeah. He is enjoying sitting in the classroom. Huh?
Prabhuji, is there a new session that is going to begin so that we can start from the beginning?
Which one? Bhagavatam.
Bhagavatam.
Bhagavatam is Mataji very vast, 18,000 verses.
Yes, yes.
You keep drinking. Anywhere you drink, it's like a lollipop. It's very sweet.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Isn't it? Anywhere Bhagavatam is like this only. Yeah. Yes, Dash. Dash, come to Zoom. Yeah. What is the question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, Dash has come. Chalo.
हेलो प्रभु जी, जो भी टेंपल है सभी टेंपल में फोटो होते हैं.
क्या होते हैं?
भगवान की मूर्ति होते हैं. हर एक टेंपल. भगवान की मूर्ति. एक्चुअली शंकर जी के टेंपल में उनके लिंग होते हैं. क्या क्या राज?
किसके टेंपल में?
समझ में नहीं आया. एक शंकर जी के टेंपल में उनका लिंग देखने को मिलता है.
No, that is not different from him, no. Just like विष्णु का भी शालिग्राम होता है ना, शालिग्राम होता है ना विष्णु का भी. उधर भी है नहीं.
शालिग्राम क्या होता है? शालिग्राम एवरी प्रभु जी.
मतलब नहीं वही है. And he is the father, no, he is your father. He is giving birth in the metal world. That the Shivlinga represents. He is giving birth to everybody in the metal world.
Everywhere the thing is there.
More I do not know. See, I am not an expert in Lord Shiva पूजा. हम तो भाई विष्णु की पूजा करते हैं, हमको मालूम. चलो अभी कीर्तन सुनते हैं. बहुत हो गया फिलोसफी आज. अभी कितना डाइजेस्ट नहीं होगा, अतिहारा हो जाएगा. कल सुनेंगे और. Yes, Dash.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Chaurastika. You want to repeat? We can repeat.
We will be singing fast, Prabhuji. If anybody is repeating, it's fine.
Yeah.
Prasiddham Navanitatoram.
Oh, sorry. Unmute yourself. Sorry. Yeah. Start, Dash. Oh, I have to help you. I wanted to see that somebody repeats. It will disturb you, so I made. Yeah, I located you. Yeah, unmute yourself now.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Vraje prasidham navanitatoram gopangananam chadukulatoram. Vraje prasidham navanitatoram gopangananam chadukulatoram. Aneka janmantita papachoram Toragraganyam purusham namami. Aneka janmantita papachoram Toragraganyam purusham namami. Dhiradikaya hridayasachoram Dhiradikaya hridayasachoram Ambuda Dhiradikaya hridayasachoram Ambuda Padasitanam Chatamachoram Toragraganyam Padasitanam Chatamachoram Toragraganyam Purusham Namami. Akinchani Krishna Padasitamya करोति भेषं पतिदेहादिनं करोति भेषं पतिदेहादिनं अहो भीषणचोर इष्टश्रुतो वा न दृष्टश्रुतो मानवत्रयेऽपि यदि अनानापि हरस्येषं गिरिप्रसारानपि पापराशं यदि अनानापि हरस्येषं गिरिप्रसारानपि पापराशं आश्चर्यरूपो ननु दृष्टश्रुतो वा न मया कदापि आश्चर्यरूपो ननु दृष्टश्रुतो वा न मया कदापि दानं च मानं च तथेन्द्रियाणि प्राणं च हित्वा दानं च मानं च तथेन्द्रियाणि प्राणं च हित्वा मम सर्वमेव कलायते पुत्रजितो जठोर त्वं भक्तिधाम्नासि मया कालायते पुत्रजितो जठोर त्वं भक्तिधाम्नासि मया घोरां यमपाशबन्धं भिन्नति भीमं घोरं यमपाशबन्धं भिन्नति भीमं चिन्नति सर्वस्य समस्तबन्धं दैवात्मनो भक्तकृतं तु बन्धम् मन्मानसे तामसाराशिघोरे काराग्रहे दुःखमया निबध्य मन्मानसे तामसाराशिघोरे काराग्रहे दुःखमया निबध्य लभस्वरे चोरहरे चिराये यतो यदोषोचितमेव दण्डम् लभस्वरे चोरहरे चिराय यतो यदोषोचितमेव दण्डम् लभे प्रसेदं नवनीततोरं रसाग्रगण्डम् प्रसेदं नवनीततोरं रसाग्रगण्डम् अनेकजन्मार्जितपापचोरं चोराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि अनेकजन्मार्जितपापचोरं काराग्रहे वस सदा हृदये मदीये तद्भक्तिपाशादृढबन्धन निश्चलासन् त्वां कृष्ण हे प्रलयकोटिशतान्तरेऽपि सर्वस्वचोर हृदयान् मोचयामि
Yes, now sing Hare Krishna mantra, same tune. Difficult, huh?
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Continue.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
So beautiful, Darsh. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mataji. Thank you. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Chalo. So we break now today. Hare Krishna. Vacha kalpata rupacha kripa sindhave vacha pattanam pavanebhyo vaishnava namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavindi ki. So come in this and not come in this. And Apu.
Krishna Nishta Prabhuji ki. Jai.